So I only have like one segment kind of thing, like idea for this podcast. So basically, everybody that I interview for like a month, I'll ask the same questions, and then I'll be able to edit the different answers together to show how people answer the same question differently.
Cool.
So I think this might be a good time. We can, if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question for this month is, what was your first job?
My first job ever.
Your first job ever?
Um, the reason it's a the reason well, it's Buffalo Wild Wings. The first that the government working for the government or working for
For
getting
the
a
man.
tax form. Yeah. I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. And
The
how was
reason I
that?
hesitated
Uh-huh.
was because my dad owns a funeral home, and I think I had done some work. I had
Oh.
I had filed some papers for him
Mhm.
at some point. So I
Okay.
was like, is that my first job? But no, my first job was with Buffalo Wild Wings. I was a hostess.
Nice.
Um,
In high school, college?
in high school, I was 17, and the moment I turned 18, I was like, let me be a server. And then I have been a server until I got a job with Jimmy John's.
Really nice. Okay.
Yes,
Did you like being a
very
server?
fun. Oh, I love it. I miss it, actually.
Mm.
um, yeah, I love the like fast paced um environment, working with people. You um learn all about alcohol, learn all about food, learn all about um people's habits and how they interact with others.
Hmm.
And it's really fun to actually work for, like, you're like at the end of the table, or excuse me, at like it's kind of like a performance a little bit. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, of course you're being yourself, your personality and stuff
Right. But you're
with
creating
being
an
a server.
atmosphere for
Yeah,
the customers. Yeah.
exactly. And you never know who you're going to interact with, but when you are interacting with them, like making sure that they're having a good time. But I mean, it's a really good feeling to see at the end, to walk away with the cash at the end
Hmm.
of the night, really.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which, yeah, tip your servers.
Definitely. Um, all right. So the next question is, what topic could you talk to a group about for 30 minutes with no preparation? So what's something that you like obsess about or know a lot about that you can talk to somebody with just off the top of your head?
um that's a really funny question because I okay, that kind of just cut out
Oh no, you're
for a
good.
second.
You're back
So
now.
wait, is it back?
Yep, you're good.
What was the okay, good. Wait, so one topic that I can do like a TED talk on or talk to people about, probably
Sure. Yeah.
that I feel like that's kind of difficult for me,
Hmm.
because I feel like I know little things about a lot of things, I feel like.
Okay.
Um, you know, I I'm a woman of many interests, I
Mm.
feel like. Um, that time in Portland, actually, I stayed with a woman and she made me feel a little bit better about this, because sometimes I'm a little self-conscious because I'm like, I wish I just could zone in on one thing to just
Mm.
um grow a bunch of knowledge for one thing. But
Right.
she made me feel good. She's like, I'm just a woman of many interests, and I was like, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
um I really love to talk about music festivals.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I really love to talk about this is like lagging a little, but I really love to talk about music festivals, music, um, those experiences. I love telling stories.
Hmm.
So any if someone gives me the time of day and they're patient with me, because sometimes my stories I need to piece them together. I'm trying to get better at a little storytelling.
Uh-huh.
But I love telling stories, and I love hearing other people's stories. So I think if I had to pick something that is like for one topic for 30 minutes, well, one, I could probably tell you all the stories in the hostel for 30
Hmm.
minutes or
Right.
talk about my hostel experience for 30 minutes. But I think ultimately talking about my experiences and how I perceive them and how I am telling those stories that
You're a storyteller. Yeah.
yeah, getting better, but trying to get better, but yes.
No, that's cool. What is it about the music industry that this isn't one of the questions, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Like, what is it about the music industry that makes you want to work in it?
I love one, I just love going to music festivals.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
when I
same.
first when I first and of course they're expensive, worth the money though, but
Hmm.
expensive. And I like, how am I going to be able to go to? I want to go to a lot of these, but how am I going to be able to? I was like, why don't I just work in festivals? But what really draws me to it is the behind the scenes. How many people are coming together to create this project, and the fulfillment that they must feel after they see the success of the event,
Hmm.
and seeing people have a good time and seeing people up front just like and seeing their favorite artists, and even like bringing these artists to showcase their own talents to a crowd that
Hmm.
absolutely adores them. It's just like magical to me. And
Yeah, I agree.
people able to showcase their talents, and so much appreciation for that, and the hard work that people put into the festivals and
Hmm.
just what they're passionate about, and
Oh, that's
bringing that all together.
yeah, that's really cool. It seems you like creating experiences for others to have a good time or enjoy.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's cool.
I would love to do that. I want to plan a festival at my house.
Nice. All right, cool. So the next one is if you could only fly between two cities for the rest of your life, which cities would you choose?
Oh,
In the whole world.
oh my gosh. I haven't been everywhere. I think, well, two cities. Austin, Austin,
Okay.
Texas. How do I choose?
I
I
know.
feel like it needs to be somewhere I haven't been before.
So many.
But
Yeah.
then what if I don't want to stay at that place very long?
So,
I'm really drawn to Costa Rica right now. So I'm going
ooh,
to say San Jose, Costa Rica,
nice.
and Austin, Texas.
What draws you to Costa Rica?
Um, it seems like they just live like this they just live. Like there's no doing. It's just, um, they're on their own time and you just relax, maybe go surfing, maybe do some yoga. And just, I've done some research and it seems like they're just very community based too.
Hmm.
So, um, being involved in that sort of life just seems very freeing and fun.
Yeah,
And it seems like there's a lot to learn about life down there.
that's cool. I like that. Um, okay, so this next question is going to be my last one, and then we can end the podcast after this.
Cool.
So my plan is to kind of ask everybody that I interview this question, and I've been thinking a lot about legacy lately.
Mhm. Okay.
And like, so my dad died when I was 14. And my whole life I grew up like hearing stories about him,
Yeah.
and it makes me think about what kind of stories people would tell about me like when I'm gone. So like
Mhm.
I just been thinking about legacy a lot lately. um, so I want to, at the end of every podcast episode, is ask people what they want their legacy to be. And I know that's super deep, and
Ooh.
it's like
It's super deep, but
I
I
didn't ask you.
love it.
Yeah, I didn't prepare you. Like I just kind of sprung it on you. So if you need to take a second and think about it, that's cool. Um, but yeah, what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I actually have been thinking about this too. Not necessarily like l- a legacy, but I think it kind of goes back to the doing and the doing and then just the living. And I'm like, wow, I think it really my first reaction is and first thought is like, wow, she just really lived her life, like really lived it to the fullest and did whatever came to her heart and her spirit and went for it.
That's
So
awesome.
whatever
Yeah,
came through came to the mind,
yeah,
actually putting the plans to action or putting the ideas to action and um, just really lived.
yeah. I love that. Well, that's awesome. I
Thank you for
can,
asking.
of course, yeah.
I love that
Um,
question.
well, cool. I mean, I've never ended a podcast. I don't really know how to sign off.
Sign off.
Yeah, yeah. But
Thank
I
you so
really, yeah,
much.
I really appreciate you doing this for sure, and being the first person that I get to interview on here. So
Well, absolutely. I was a little nervous and I'm like, well, what do I even have to say? But I think that everyone has something to say. And I appreciate you listening. I think it's a great skill to have, listening and being able to ask people questions. And I appreciate you taking the leap to actually put this idea
hmm
into action. And it's really admirable.
thank you.
So, yes.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Haley.
Good
I
talking to you.
appreciate it, and I'll
Yeah.
be talking. I guess we'll catch up soon.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Harry.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
sounds good. See ya.